By Miniba.
Oh, me share be. I can hear yake into machine bammy or local fee. Oh, local back. My name into machine.
My often a bone and tower lager or you.
Oh, look, fine. And I was on get shift of Lingalangako. A year won't know me, will expect soon fine. Ninja 7 is J. No go buy here fine. She may go make a poison. Only tree but for few. She know me. You can go Europe and get poison go.
Coaching is putting your thinking into action. That is all what coaching is about. Now, I studied them, I showed them, I revisited the match they played against us. Then I saw that we gave them enough space to operate because they are full of techniques. The boys, the 14, 20, 10, 8, 12. Very, very with the ball when you give them space. So we try something called tracking and getting free. Track them, get free and play. So we deny them the space for them to maneuver.
In terms of power play, it's zilch. If you watch our game against Mali, the young man was running away from taking the ball. He didn't want it. Give me away, give me away. He was practically running away. He was running away when we were being marooned and we were under attack from the Malians, and he had the opportunity of staking a claim in the team. Anytime an attempt was made to him with the ball, with the pass,
He's running away.
He's running away, leaving the ball,
Hiding
behind opponents. This whole Telemundo, it's something that sometimes
for the uninitiated, Telemundo is a channel that shows telenovelas.
Yes.
So this is like a soap opera.
It's like a soap opera. This clearly is a soap opera. It's winding down. So let's call Extremadura man from Extremadura man. Bola. When the boy is coming to the player, he's running away. You know what's the game? And shockingly, there's a certain miraculous acrobatism.
Na message said there, masin san players akuku da mama mutim na gina masa. Players be na masin san. Team na no aye hye. Team wo de bubo players na mama. Sakim CH. Hwa? Sakim CH. Aha. Team over na. Wo se dai? Team over na. Aha. Cavers. Hwan? Cavers. Cavers mu nyina ya san omo. Eze sister sikupulator mu nya bi mo. Sister sikupulator onya bi mo. Ayi omo se ayi. Brazil anyway. Ya sign no. Brazil ni bay. Omo fẹ́ no wa se silver so wa. Tiago silver. Aha. Tiago silver. Eze
me the Felix will against stand. My stand be say me Adamu. I no go need my job. Go marry. No, you see, I don't need my job, go marry.
So you refuse to punish them?
They're not the punishment, it serves you right. No, not the punishment. See, you choose love over job. Exactly what you do. Because Chirata go do. No day, Chirata go marry.
Yeah.
So with the footballer, see 29, we don't play football. You don't marry. We start league after we fall. You say they go marry.
That be the time where money catch.
No. So you choose love over career. And so if today you get your lover, the coach say they give you more time to go chop love. So it's not a big deal. Me, I guess that I thought that this matter they are getting.
Does Don Bote still want to play football? You are 36 years old.
Forget about the age.
We cannot forget about the age, Don. You are 36.
Yeah, 36. You doubt 36. Me, forget about the age. What you want me to come and do for you?
You still think you can perform at the highest level?
Why?
In Ghana?
Yeah. Not in Ghana, sir.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
You train?
Serious.
By yourself?
Always.
Why don't you want to join a club and train?
You see, that's what I'm saying. Them themselves, they don't believe themselves. The coaches don't believe themselves. They are not real coaches. They don't. You have to believe yourself that no, this guy can do it for me. If you believe me, I can do it. But so far as you just relax yourself, no. If I come safe, I won't get that spirit because you don't believe me.
So you think that if a Premier League team were to give you an opportunity to play, you would make an impact?
Ghana, yeah.
Yes.
I can play past all the current players.
That's
all the current players in Ghana Premier League.
That's a serious statement coming from somebody who hasn't played in almost a year.
You know something? I know myself. That's why I said, if you don't know me, you don't know me.
You see, as for a game, like when you get a chance, you play, every blessed player will decide to score, and then we decide to. So when you both decide together, then you miss the chance. I decide differently, and he also decide differently, and our decision was together. That's why I raised my head and went to the goal post and put the ball.
You have 3 or 4 phones. What messages have you been receiving?
I haven't even read them because they keep on coming. They keep on coming. I think that I have to turn one of the phone off.
You haven't read any of them? Messages?
No, not at all. Look, they still calling. They still calling. Phones are calling.
Already good times in the studio. Friday night. Benjamin Nketia here, Sports Panorama. Game Park Limited. Nothing beats Game Park and their odds. Yeah, Charlie. Trying to live like a Sikeni. Trying to make some money. Game Park is where you need to be. Now, it's Ghana's newest lottery game, and it's live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. daily. All you need to do is just pick up your phones, your tablets, get on your laptops, download the Game Park app on Play Store. Or you can also play on the website at www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing star 946 hash on all networks. Star 946 hash on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Make some cash. Make with jam. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power. As you can see from your YouTube, shout outs to our people on YouTube. The puka is crying. Oh, Charlie. The puka is crying. How do you say that in French?
Oh, the puka is crying.
Yeah.
No, so puka is crying. Le puka pleure.
Ah, Charlie.
Ça pleure.
Gami Ogel, La Chan Chapuka.
Oh, Charlie.
La Chan Chapuka.
Le puka pleure. It's crying.
In Spanish, you say what?
That I have to. You know, my friends a little.
Yeah,
but you know, but this week I finally got a believer. I got a believer. So I was with Mrs. Q. Shout out to Mrs. Q. And we're having lunch, right? Mrs. Q. Yeah.
You know.
That's the Mrs. So I'm Mr. Q and she's Mrs. Q.
Oh, Charlie. It's okay.
So
if they give you small chance, small pass, don't do this.
I was with Mrs. Q and we're having lunch. And she pulled out the puka from the fridge. It was chilled up. And just when I was about to take a sip, she said, this thing I've been drinking. Then she took a sip and said, now I understand. I said, you understand.
Africa recharge.
Nana,
She said the puka works when it is chilled.
It works.
That's family's head.
It works and it works.
Egbele, shane, egbele, beke, egbele. Agbenemi neshele. Awo Mrs. King. Ageba wo se gbe. Onu ko mi ba gbe to la to la.
How can you even start a show like this? Oh, Coach Nimley. Sheikh Ni Abba Altani Mubarak of Manchester United.
Oh, the Jalaba will be won one day.
I'll bring you the turban.
One day.
I'll bring you a turban as well.
One day.
Because you are going where?
What team
You are playing this weekend. Manchester Derby.
But it's Friday night, not weekend.
Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened last week, Saturday? He was doing analysis and then he forgot.
Why didn't sleep?
Which one? The night game?
Yeah. He said, you know, we will. I'm like, who are we? He said, you say you don't belong to the team. He said, you know, it will take time.
Why didn't sleep?
Okay. Good times. Good to see everybody. Good to see you, Nathan. Oh no, we have to pray. Good to see Coach Nimley. Good to see Edwin Kwakofi. He will settle down in a bit. But Coach,
yes, I was.
Hearts of Folk have issues that they say are not just Hearts of Folk issues. They are national issues. Martin Koopman has been talking. He's been drawing games. They can't score goals. He says, why are they blaming him? They should look at the Black Stars, the wingers and strikers there too. Can't score. So it can't be a Hearts of Folk issue. They've had a crisis meeting on it. So you need to commit them to the Lord. Your good friend, Bernard Lippert, reports say that Lippert has finally come to the end of his tenure with the Ghana FA. We will do an assessment of his work here. You have to also commit that into the Lord's hands. And then there's a Manchester derby. Your Manchester, my Manchester,
our Manchester.
Our Manchester. And the good news also is that your captain, my captain, Yao's captain, everybody's captain
is scoring.
Is in form. Man of the match performances. So please commit all these and more into the Lord's hands.
You was about Ghana mamu fake lalo no bale woba. Wakamene sowa ni masowa na masowa. You are wakogbele mi ache umanche yeli aba. Nibi pi ka watwi no shibo ba gbelebe no ba fen wogbe ame no ba jaje ni bi no ka ba fom he ni saka wakafo ina agbe waka shida ba habo waka lepete ele ne je yakwaje he ne je yakwaje keto kreku ke man bi na me twewa ko ka me we anu when any form of share am den china no kwale ka me na agbe ne wa chi ise ne ya he ne je ya na Hearts of Folk come on ina agbe ne ba come on me we ni ka ye Yesu gba mi ka shi beni akambi odo teme ba tap the can be na me wrong team me ha come on to be ye shi ba mi e ba fite chika onwe ina team me say haspa ne yo wa boden chawo haspa ne oh mi na fe ne agbewo coach management members players no fia no me na fia ne oh any pep yo jeme bofule yo any pep yo
don't do this
jeme bofule yo oh Pep Guardiola you know yo jeme me share yo any Pep Guardiola yo waka Yesu gba mi jame mi share yo
mi share
obani bani oh Pep Guardiola any Haaland yo jame mi share yo o fe won tutu any ba ara o mi share
how times have changed
what take any be abi debi am chake agbene konye obanye Yesu gba mi jomo Pep Guardiola obani bani jomo Pep Guardiola ne fe da Yesu family. Amen.
Amen. Wow. Full rogue. He has gone over to the dark side. Wow. Praying for Pep Guardiola?
No, he's the best in the
Ben,
world.
have you ever watched You Got Saved?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the movie where the part where Sonny showed up and then all the Sonny's shoulders out?
No, but coach has really... Coach says he's joining Spurs. He's praying for Guardiola. Anyway, let's get into the business of today. You out there listening to us can join us via text, WhatsApp, and Telegram. 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Like I said, the Puka is going on. Game Park Games, also sponsors of Sports Panorama. Big ups to you guys out there. Let's talk about Bernard Lippert. Reports say that he has left his post at the Ghana Football Association. The FA is yet to release an official statement to that effect, but we know that it has happened. Let me just read a few of the things. So he was appointed 3 years ago exactly, according to the FA's statement. So we expect them to also release an exit statement. And among the things he was expected to do, he was supposed to head the technical directorate and formulate guidelines, strategies, and policies for the training of the technical development of coaches in Ghana football. He was supposed to also provide advice to the Executive Council on coaching and technical development matters, and also supervise the national football team coaches, to which the technical director may be assigned by the association. So he was supposed to supervise the various national team coaches. Now, if you look at his job description a little further, he was supposed to arrange courses and conferences for match officials, team officials, instructors, trainers, and administrators. He was also expected to assess the training programs of the national teams, examine reports on players made by the handlers, and then finally, when he was leaving, he puts the icing on the cake. The Ghana football DNA. Lippert's Ghana football DNA. It was the icing on the cake before he left. Coach, 3 years in, your good friend is gone.
Wow. Look, I will not sit here and say, sorry, I've been vindicated. But I will sit here and say, it's a very, look, it was that bad on the people running our game to have given the job to such a person, not as in person, because that man was never more qualified than Otia Kente. That man couldn't have done all these things required of him without working hand in hand with Otia Kente.
Let me say something, right? I've noticed that every time the issue of a technical director comes up, the name Ben Kofi has come up in the past. The name Otia Kente has come up in the past. Yeah. Is it not an indictment on our football that we do not have more of such names in the pool in terms of turning to others? Let's say we didn't want to turn to Otia Kente because let's say he had served maybe 10 years. Isn't it why we brought in people like Lippert who have by now have trained enough potential Otia Kentes or potential Lipperts? Is that not what this is all about?
That was what it should have been. You see, the fact that you got the wrong person to even train the people.
Are you saying Lippert was not qualified?
At the time, what had he done?
Oh, they have.
China joined Kuwait.
Hold on.
Only one player.
He served in
under 17. I've forgotten.
At Valencia, I believe. There was, yeah.
But
he was director of associations of federations of Azerbaijan. A position he occupied for 12 years. Don't do that.
Azerbaijan. I'm a liberal. I'm trusting Azerbaijan.
He was also head coach of Azerbaijan's under 17, under 19, and under 21. He was head coach of Eintracht Frankfurt 98-99 for a year, so that was a pretty big deal. He also served
98-99. Back in those days,
he also served as assistant coach youth education supervisor. My Charlie, youth education supervisor. A PE teacher in Ghana, but young Kennedy, don't shout. Don't shout. And then he was head coach of Eintracht Frankfurt under 23 at different occasions. So don't make it seem like he was not incompetent.
I'm not saying for the job he was incompetent.
You mean he was not
for the technical director job of the FA?
Okay, so hold on. Fair enough. So you're saying that in terms of knowledge depth, knowing the terrain,
of course.
I mean, fitting into the pedigree of the Ghana FA Tech, he was not.
He was not the man, because look, if you look at all his job description, those things that you read, which one did he actually perform? None.
Hold on.
None. Look, that is why they've not seen the need.
He qualified the Azerbaijan team to the
I'm telling when it came to Ghana.
Oh. Was he allowed to do his work the way he wanted to?
But you see, at the time of giving him the job, I sat there and I told the FA, you don't establish a technical directorate like that. You don't do it like that. Already, this FA was supposed to go and develop Pram. The directorate of the Ghana, in fact, Keto Kriko himself told the whole country that he would develop Pram and take the directorate of football there. When we say you have a directorate, this is a directorate. Look, so many things goes into that. You need various coordination branches. The head, coordinate women's, the one in charge of women football, men football at every level. It's not a one-man job. Can you sincerely tell me who this man worked with at every level? He was the only person. How can he alone do all these things? He couldn't have done it. You see, because we are told that FIFA gives money for such people to be paid. No, in order to assess the money, just get a monument, somebody who will be a monument, a figurehead, and put him there. So that we assess the money in the name of we have a technical director. No wonder you don't set up a technical directorate like that.
I mean, our national team hasn't seen progressive technical development.
Since he came, did you ever see him that close? When we took Otuado to the World Cup, in appointing the technical head of the Black Stars, we didn't even get him closer to them. If you read his job description, he was to sit back and give technical advice to all our national teams.
But we brought in Chris Hilton.
We brought in Chris
to come in.
It was a clear indication that where Azerbaijan. Because of this, you have one of the best person that the late Uncle Ben Kofi nurtured. He's on record to have developed most of our talented players, the likes of Michael Essien, the likes of Suleiman Tari and Co. Otia Kente was involved in that. Otia Kente, in his own way, more or less nurtured Masawu Didi Dramani. Look, when we went for the coaching courses, and you have that proper CAF instructors. Oti was the director. He could bring top coaches, CAF instructors from Nigeria. Masawu Didi Dramani acknowledge. Look, this position, they should have just kept Oti there and get Oti to train Masawu. Look, where Masawu is, we are wasting his talent. Look, if you have interacted with Didi Dramani like I have, or like I normally do regularly, somebody who sat in front of me and taught me, look, no more in Leni why Jeremy Benda. Leni on your fake chemistry. Leni why no can namokoni Leni ne chomini and akamene Leni.
No, the people who don't know you, they don't know you are a chemistry avatar.
No, look,
tell them for me. Tell them.
If somebody stands in front of me and you know your stuff, and you are giving it to me, I know. I can tell.
Yeah.
Didi Dramani. Look,
top guy.
When he's teaching,
top. So you just need to run into Didi and have a 5-minute conversation.
When you have a chat with him, Didi is very professorial.
Charlie
thinking. So somebody like that is good for a director's
well
role.
organized. where he takes you, and he's taking you on the ride. Look, he will land with you, and you know that I couldn't have landed better. We left such a person, and we went. You see, it was the hatred for Otiakinti. Look, I'm telling you, Otiakinti.
Hatred.
Look, I'm telling you,
hatred is a strong word.
Look, I'm not going to take it back because I know. Look, I have had personal interaction with the man. Hatred to get rid of him. Because if we are...
You mean he was hunted out of the job?
I'm telling you. No, but why would you just some 2-3 weeks, less than 6 months in office, get rid of the only or best calf instructor we have in Ghana? If you believe in proper successive plan, would you get rid of him? Or you should understand football. So since the exit, this thing that this man has written, Ben Kofi wrote something like that though. So we didn't need, we needed Otiakinti, who had worked with Ben Kofi, who was one of the technical brains on the Jemefe Commission. We also designed the identity of the DNA of Ghana football. All you need to do was to keep Otiakinti there. Masawu Didi Dramani, who was part of that technical committee, is still alive. I was the secretary to the committee. Keep all of us there. Unfortunately, Uncle Ben Kofi, the late Samade, no more. So keep and tax them to give flesh to what we put in that Jemefe Commission document or report. Rather, you threw the thing away and you went all the way to Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan. Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Africa, both England, logo America, logo Asia, Azerbaijan.
Sometimes the good things are in obscure places.
No, what are in that?
No, you see, there's a difference.
This is it.
I'm trying to separate the issues. There's a difference between not knowing your stuff and then knowing your stuff and not being given the environment to function.
But if you need somebody to give a proper DNA and you are on top of your job, they wouldn't have done that.
Give me just 3 things to wrap it up. 3 things you've taken from the Lippert era as technical director.
Nothing. You buy nothing. What did? No, but tell me.
He said nothing.
Nothing.
He
What did he do?
delivered the DNA.
DNA. Have you seen a copy of that book? I told you that book. Look, me. I don't respect that book because
you contributed to one yourself.
No, forget about that.
Which one is that?
If Lippert himself was that smart, he could have looked for the one who exited the position and gone to him to have you have directed this thing for so many years.
We don't know that. We don't know if he didn't do that.
I'm telling you for a fact. I've spoken to Otaki. That's why Oti didn't turn up for the lunch.
Oh.
You know what they did? The man was not consulted. Somebody who had worked with Ben Kofi, the idea that brought the Michaelison, the Montari, the John Pencil and co, you throw that idea away. And then on the day of the lunch, you call him and say, could you come and grace the occasion? He said, what? What do you take me for? Whatever the man has done there, he should be referencing. No, what is school done? God, we've all gone to the university. When you are putting up such a document, you should be able to reference the document. Turn on my thesis. You should reference your thesis.
Fair enough.
How can you do that without referencing your
You say you didn't take anything from the perspective.
Nothing. No, go by me. No, I'm really. If he's good, they should renew the contract.
Lippert said something very interesting in the build-up to producing the DNA of Ghana football. He says that
too much negativity.
No, he says Ghanaian coaches were not forthcoming with information, and this comes back to this reference issue. Just a quick one. So let me just quote an article. He says, in our survey to find a DNA for Ghana football, I sent a questionnaire to all the Premier League, Division 1, Women's League, national team coaches, and ex-footballers. But almost 60% of them have still not responded to my questions, and I don't know why.
You don't just sit in your office and send questions.
Again, hold on. You see, I'm not. I do not know the precursors to this, so I can't say he just sat in his office, or we can't just. That would be unfair to him. Maybe he had interacted with them. You know, he had watched certain games. I don't know how much rapport he had with the football.
If you are developing the philosophy, you don't send coaches. You don't send questionnaire to Premier League, Division 1.
Fair.
You don't start from there.
Let me.
Elijah, you start from the Charlie.
It all boils down to trust of the system. It's that simple. The coaches, who got the questionnaires, they don't trust the system. It's down to trust.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, you've sent me a questionnaire to give you a breakdown of the DNA of your typical or your average Ghanaian player. I'm a coach. I have the technical eye. I give you the breakdown. I'll give you the details. And I send it to you. You collate the data and you put it into a book. How does that translate to mapping out a strategy for the development of the players that I identified in your research? How does it translate? How does it move from position A to position B? Then we progress to C. There's no correlation in there. And the point is, if I aid you to identify a player who fits the proper DNA or the philosophy of Ghana, would that player move through the system to the point where he moves from under 17, under 20, under 23 to the Black Stars? If he is not going to make that progress with you as the supervising individual, if he's not going to make that progress or she is not going to make that progress, then what's the point in me wasting my time answering your questionnaire? There's no trust in the system.
Look,
because the coach is
even in designing the questionnaire.
They don't even trust you, the man. It's down to trust because okay, you've come from a foreign land and you are telling me okay, this is what I am looking for. But I am on the ground. I've been at the juvenile level. I know what entails in a Ghanaian footballer's DNA. But the questionnaire you sent is clear that
it's skewed in a certain way.
It's skewed in a certain way.
I
don't trust the system.
The late Ben Kofi, Coach Samade, Jones, Atukwefu, the late, all the renowned coaches, they have trained players who took Ghana to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. We were just one kick away.
That process started in 2002.
Away from playing in the semi-finals of the World Cup. We should have played the North Morocco. That our team was far better than this Morocco team.
Fair.
Then you rubbish all those people. Because Ketokreku say, oh, my name, I'm a game. Forget about them. Go and do your
let me take Edwin's thoughts on Lippert.
It's down to trust. But I have to give him his credit, though. Under him, we saw a lot of technical courses being taken, a lot of
courses.
The coaching training, the referee training.
They were refresher courses. I put it on record here and I challenged them.
Now you have a lot of match analysts.
We couldn't have. You don't just get up and he doesn't have the license to organize any proper cover. Since he came, have we ever done a license A course in this country? Refresher courses. So when the general secretary came and then he sat and said, I should come and refresh what? Organize the proper thing. If Otiaketi were there, they will be organizing proper CAF license A courses and doing proper courses.
It's okay. Let's
I can go and refresh the coaches. I can go and do that.
So yes, you have to give him that bit of credit. But the point is, yes, I've answered your question on the loss of trust or the lack of trust in the system to aid him to work. And the point is, the results. What do you have to show for? Yeah. If you are the technical director, you are trying to build the DNA or get the DNA of Ghana football right. Ghana football's DNA is a well-known phenomenon. Maybe through his research, he would have added an extra layer of creativity to the creative instinct in the Ghanaian footballer or in the Ghanaian football system. But the point is, when you look at the highlights of every football system in Ghana, it is the Black Stars. And when you look at the Black Stars play over the years under multiple coaches, there is no connection between our style of play and what is being played on the pitch. If you've been the head coach for Ghana for 3 years, or the technical director for Ghana for 3 years, and the head coaches that we've picked or have been selected are all defensive-minded coaches and cannot get their team to string passes consistently together to build an attack.
God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. They can't even do that.
You get it? To build attack.
God the Father.
To the Trinity,
Trinity.
To build attacks consistently and to play that free-flowing champagne agro football that we know. Maybe with an extra layer of element that maybe Lippert would have recommended. If we cannot see these basic things, then why would the coaches trust you?
Fair. Edwin, let me take your thoughts on the Lippert situation.
Look, I think it's a little bit unfair to just dismiss the training courses as refresher ones.
Well, no, they were refresh. You see, I will not sit here, Edwin.
No,
I understand.
But
they were refresher courses. They were not. You see, there's a difference between refresher courses and the course itself. Look, when I speak to Otiakente, I'm referencing the brain behind all those CAF courses that were done. And I'm saying they were refresher courses. They were refresher courses. That is the fact of the matter. I will not rubbish anything. Refresher courses, I'm afraid.
Yeah, they were.
No, that's why they couldn't give certificate. Ask them, what certificate did they give? Certificate.
There were definitely refresher courses. That's I don't doubt. But there were also courses for players to take coaching. There were coaching courses for the players as well, former players, current players, and there were lots of them. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just two.
I said.
You see, you're interrupting everybody's point. That's not important. Let him make his point.
Look, there were courses as well. So at least he did that. But the point is, would they have been done without him? Yes, they would have happened without him. So what is his legacy? I actually interviewed him a couple of years into his tenure, and I asked him, what does he want to be judged by? What would he regard as success? And his response was, first, he wanted a philosophy that would go through the various national teams, from the youth teams to the senior team. Second one, he wanted a system where players from the youth team graduated into the national team because they were good enough. Now, let's take those two at face value. First of all, have we seen a philosophy from our youth teams to our national team? Is there a philosophy we can talk about? Is there a style of play that our teams have taken that they go to the tournament and we say, oh, this is the Black Stars. Oh, I saw the Meteors play this same way. Counter-attacking football.
Disjointed football.
They controlled possession. They were very good on set pieces. The movement from the fullbacks was very impressive. No, I can't point to that. Defense plays anyhow they want. Midfield plays anyhow they want. The strikers, they don't score, and we'll come to that too. There's nothing like a philosophy. Then we go to whether players from the lower teams have been graduated into national team. Barely any. The few that have, there are question marks over them, whether they deserve to be in the national team. And if you are judging Bernard Lippert's time as the technical director by these two, then basically there's nothing. There's nothing to say about him. I've seen him at Ghana Premier League matches, seen him at national team matches, seen him at competitions. If I'm to talk about his legacy, he has more miles than British Airways. That is all I can say about him. He's traveled everywhere, gone to every single. We've not seen anything substantial from his tenure. The appointment of Chris Hughton, and you mentioned that was a vote of no confidence. In him. A vote of no confidence.
But I keep asking the question.
It was Ketokreku.
I keep asking the question. Was Lippert really given the free rein to do his work?
Look, he's a proper European.
Yeah.
Like
he would have resigned.
And left. Was he
just spending our money? What's the point of saying if you were not giving the space that you
go back to Azerbaijan and go and work?
I think it's been a complete farce. It's been a failure on his part. It's been a failure on the GFA's part for either not firing him, finding someone to replace him, or finding someone to join him. The fact that they brought in someone else to take care of the national team while he was supposed to be the main person there, I think it speaks volumes, and I don't know what else to say, but it clearly he wasn't him. That's as we say, he wasn't him.
Nathan, so as things stand, we don't have a national team technical director. We don't have a general technical director.
Yeah,
that's where we are now.
That's where we are, and I think it looks. Look, this entire Lippert appointment from day one till now. For me, as an end consumer,
see, they converted his house into a technical hub.
Whatever it is,
the house that the government acquired for the Blasters.
That's good.
You don't allow the Blasters. Where is Chris Hughton living?
We'll find out.
For me, the greatest testament and the thing I was looking out for was to see something tangible in terms of local football, because at the base of all of, we're supposed to see a bit of a transformation in the football that we play as a country. Exactly. So that transformation will start from the league, because that's what we have. Maybe lower down, but from the league, when you watch, you can identify, these teams broadly play on these principles. Teams may vary slightly, but the general principle is that if you go to Spain, the football is uniform. Everybody plays broadly the same thing. That is why the Spanish national team, they can mix and match, and there are no issues. If you go to other countries, the same thing. So for me, what I wanted to see was a certain improvement in technical quality. Somebody will argue and say that, Nathan, we just put out the DNA, so it will take a little time. Granted, it's a fair argument to make. But when I looked at Lippert's time from day one, and he wasn't appointed this month or last month. He's been here for 2 years?
3 years. Oh, 3 years. 4 years. Yeah.
You understand? So in those spells, I at least wanted to see something different. Level of coaching going up
with our junior teams.
Yes.
Let's see. That's why you go and say question.
No. Send it down. You don't start from the no. Start from down. The teams in Division 2 teams, Division 1, under 17. So that when we put under 17 players together, we broadly see a certain principle on which they play, and we escalate it up, and then we all see what's happening. I don't think we experienced
maybe because he was here for 3 years, his fruit. The fruit will come in
the year
3, 4, 5 years.
It's the year 2023. This year they play youth competitions, right? Yep. I don't think the Black Starlets have made it to a World Cup. So maybe let's wait until 2025.
Look, one of the thing that happened under his regime was when the under 17 failed to qualify. And then there was this 3 or 4 nation tournament. And then they found the technical. I insist that you don't take anybody who's gone past the age of under 17 to go and
again.
Face them, promote them, come on, go to under 15.
Did he have the power? But like you said,
but you see, Ben,
if you didn't have the power, you resign.
Did he ever complain? No. He never complained. The man had the leeway to work to the point where he actually came out with a document called the Ghana Football Philosophy. If he didn't have the free hand, he wouldn't have done it. You know how time consuming it is?
Wallo, he may. Now we will Spain and assist him be Croatia and assist him be. Well, he make it today. I don't call it. All the boys we took were more than 17 years. 20 B can he be fair committee. He sat there and he supervised that.
See, so Ben, for me as an end consumer, what I wanted to see was that in Lippert's 3 years in charge, by now, the football that we play as a country should be better. We should see something, but we are not seeing it. Now, in contrast, just to prove that Mr. Lippert really did not deliver. Look at Nora Hutler, the coach that a lot of our colleagues call Nora Hoptel. Tonight, I'm giving out the name.
Please repeat again for those who didn't hear you at the back.
Hutler. Not Hoptel. I beg. Let's go. Now,
spelling
Nora what?
Hutler. She's Swiss, actually. And I learned it from a very good friend, Tilly Dimedo. She taught me the name. So, again, I'm drawing a comparison. Look at Nora Hutler. How long has she been handling the Black Queens? How long?
I mean,
Then we can see. We can, when we watch the Black Queens now, you can see a clear difference. There is a certain direction in which they are going. The football is better.
Are you saying that unlike a certain national team who are playing,
unlike Ronnie Chris Hughton coach or one
So I'm
this
saying
program,
that
you don't do that. It's saying as it is.
How do you know I'm talking about?
So when you compare Hutler's success and you look at Lippert, somebody will argue that they are not in the same capacity. Well, broadly, that's what they do. Lippert only supervises.
Okay, I mean Hootler.
Yes.
Was working on Lippert.
Very good.
Per the organogram.
Yes, she works. So all the national team coaches actually, in principle, work under Bernard Lippert. So now, if assuming that he was even supervising what they did, look at the output of the Black Stars. Look at the output of the under-20. Look at the output of the under-17. Look at the Meteors, and look at the output of the women's team. So if you take out Nora Hootler's success, all other ones have had problems. Clearly, it goes back to Bernard Lippert. So I feel that next time when we are making such appointments, we need to understand the overall idea. So we employed a technical director. It was part of which plan, which broad plan? What really was the idea behind employing a technical director?
Just get rid of Otiakente and put somebody there. That is all.
For what?
For what? How can you do
because that? If Otiakente, and Otiakente is a high-ranking coach, CAF trainer, whatever, he was part of the furniture. And he understands Ghanaian football.
He worked directly with Uncle Ben Kofi. Look, in Ketia, there were times when you see the two of them together.
You see, so
God bless the day I met the soul of Uncle Ben Kofi.
Yes. And you see, and this DNA business, Uncle Ben Kofi had already written a book about it. So
which we have benefited.
All we could have done was to have taken it and said, okay, between then and now, are there things we make the change?
And then you need to do that. You need a student of the man.
Yes.
To lead that.
Look, again, I'll say this. I know people will listen and they'll call the people at the FA and tell them all kinds of ridiculous stories.
UK.
The way
beating people left, right, center.
In this town, the way people listen to 30 seconds of the show, then they make calls and call people and say, we've said this and this. Listen, the GFA, we appreciate what you are doing. You are trying to rebuild Ghana football. But let us do it the right way. Or else we'll waste time and a lot of FIFA's money and will not make any progress.
You think they don't know these things you're talking
about? No, but I'm saying
they've made up their mind on how to go, what to do.
Then I'm saying that,
that's what they are doing.
Right now, there's a void. Let us see.
So the GFA will now have to fill that void. But I hope they fill the void not in vacuum, but in context, because there's the document.
To be executed.
Good. So if you are don't bring somebody who come in and take. You get like
and say they are coming to bring their own training.
We've already, at least Mr. Lippert has already codified something.
Yeah.
Let us start from there. And the rebuilding of Ghana football should not start from Premier League. You go further down. I'll leave you with an anecdote. This was something I read in the UEFA Technician newsletter a few years ago. Now, this was the forward, I think, the first few paragraphs. And the UEFA officials who wrote it said, they ran into now Barcelona coach Xabi. He was holding a copy of, I think it was some coaching thing, a Spanish coaching document. And he was asked why he was reading. He said, he's reading it because he finds it interesting that the football that he plays at senior team level, he's reading the book and he's noticing that it is the same football the under-12s play, the under-15s and under-17s. And he told UEFA a certain statement. He said, when you are building football, you don't build it from the top. He said the football we play at the national team, we learnt it from the grass. And then we build it upwards. So that's something that people running football should think about. Whoever it is they employ as a new technical director, don't send questionnaires to Premier League coaches first. Go back. On top of all of this, there's a FIFA document to guide how young players are coached. And that manual is public. It's a public document. I hope that whatever we are doing is in line with it.
How can you building a house and go and start from the roof? There's no foundation. We hope
Lippert has affected enough coaching brains at the grassroots level. Hopefully,
let's hope so.
Hopefully, coaches
let us
have learned a thing or two. Hopefully,
when did he meet coach?
Let me read a few messages coming through. Emmanuel Dona Okla says that if Lippert was indeed a technical director, his fruits will speak for him. We are just wasting our football talent in Ghana. I don't see this FA administration doing any great football activity for this nation. Let's keep speaking truth to power. I think that's what we're saying. Noel from Achimbegro says Ghana football managers should wake up. As a people, we are not angry enough. We have virtually allowed the current FA administration to run down our football. I repeat, we are not angry enough. Starboy from La Paz says, Ben, allow coach to fire the man because he did nothing. He did nothing in contributing to our national teams. Just chopping money. Nitojo from Tema New Town says, Ghana is not investing well in games and recreation.
Mexico, America, I attract 2 matches. Afechi, Akpechi, Minister Eje, how can somebody tell me that we did not make any money from the two? Where is the money? Where is the money? Mr. Minister, would you just allow Keto Kreko to take our national team to go and play friendly games in America, make good money on TV, right? Count everything, and we don't see the money.
When they come to those things, the JFA will start telling you that they are a private entity and things like those grounds are murky. That's why I never get into it. Let's get here. Don Shepherd
is weak.
Don Shepherd from Sukura says that this prayers coach has prayed is never within. I don't know what you're trying to say. Say if your father's house is not okay, you can't use your left hand to point at it. Tell coach that once a red, always a red. Basically, what you're trying to say.
I change the paint of my father's house.
Akumia from Ablekuma Olebu says, Coach, Moses Kofi Noy says, I would prefer Unai Emery to Poch as Chelsea manager. He can perform significantly better as compared to what Poch is doing currently. How did we even get here?
This person who sent this message 4 years ago, if Unai Emery were handed to him, he would say, hey, good evening, good guy. He even be spitting out. Many years ago, when Poch he's a butler, he's a choker today.
Times change. This one here says that God willing, Arsenal is beating Sheffield United on Saturday. Saka, Odegaard, Trossard to do the job for the Gunners. Farouk headliner inside Lakeside Estate says, we Chelsea fans are finally seeing the dream slowly come true. In Poch we trust. God save all the oppressed around the world. Emmanuel from Koforidua says, if Ten Hag wins one of his next 2 games for United, he'll be the quickest manager to 50 wins in our history. Times are tough because of the Glazers. Don't fall for the media and ex-player agenda. Eric ain't the problem.
I've stopped.
Blueberry from Adensa says, informed Chelsea is winning against Brentford tomorrow, 2-0. You saw it here first. Lipu Mama says, good evening, my sports panorama crew. Can you ring the bell for club for me? Liverpool team.
Liverpool team now,
Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm reading that.
From his club still at post to now ring the bell for club.
God is good. That's all I'll say.
Football fans.
Obuo from Tamale says, good evening, Ben. The Man United jersey you go for Coach Nimley is my size. Don't waste it on him. Kweku from
Bona Spurs jersey. Show what you having.
Kweku from Bloma inside Sapema says, the Sports Panorama crew, please, so Coach Abba will give me vim for this weekend Manchester derby. Oh, Coach. Remember,
will be about 2 goals.
Let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll talk about Accra Hearts of Oak. We'll get into some Premier League action because there's a Manchester derby this weekend. get into some club football down here. Benjamin Nketia here, Sports Panorama. You had Coach Christopher Nimli, Yai Jamie Ta, Edwin Kwakofi, and Nathan Kwara in the studio. Show proudly brought to us by Bell Puka. And my bottle is almost finished. Game Park Games, also proud sponsors of the show. They are live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. daily. All you need to do is just pick up your phones, your tabs, and your computers. Download the Game Park app on Play Store. That's the Game Park Games app on Play Store. Or you can go to the website at www.gameparkgames.com by dialing *946# on all networks. Choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. Easy to play and easy to win. Yeah, make some money. The weekend cut, Charlie. Let's get into Hearts of Oak. And Martin Koopman is their head coach, Dutch manager. He's run into some trouble lately. Accra Hearts of Oak are not winning matches. They are struggling. In fact, they've played 2 matches where they've not won and they've not scored either. So back-to-back goalless.
Hearts of Oak have scored what? How many goals this season? One goal.
One.
What? Charlie, what's going on here?
One goal in
Charlie,
6.
they've considered 2 goals and they have -1 goal difference.
Charlie, you know what's funny? Martin Koopman says that it's unfair. And in fact, he's been witch hunted. If anybody tries to lay the problem of goal scoring at his doorstep, because what? I just came in. I've been here less than 6 months.
Look.
First of all, he says that he didn't recruit the players he's using in the league. You recruited a team and then you appointed him.
That's
why. And so he doesn't have any part. But he says that we should, as Ghanaians, we should examine ourselves. We should look ourselves in the mirror. We should look at Hearts of Oak and go and look at our national team and see if the problems that he's experiencing at Hearts of Oak are not showing up in our... He says Hearts of Oak wingers and strikers don't score. When you go to the national team, our wingers and strikers don't score. Is that a fact or not? I think that's a fact.
That is not a fact.
Are your wingers scoring the national team?
No, but Hearts of Oak is not the national
No,
team.
but I'm saying that
Hearts of Oak is not the only team in Ghana.
We are examining the statement. The fact in that statement.
Okay.
Your national team wingers too don't score.
Okay.
Aside the fact, but Martin Koopman, I mean, Hearts of Oak have held an emergency meeting on the matter. Board, supporters, I think players would obviously had their representatives in there. Like Edwin said, they've considered 2 goals and scored 1. It is a crisis.
The board should be dissolved. And by dissolving the board, Alhaji Akambi, Odote, everybody who took part in that recruitment. You see, the fact is, this is not the first and last time they've done these things. Every season.
Yeah.
Season after season after season after season.
And Hearts of Oak are 17th on the table.
They'll go to relegation.
17th on the table. 5 matches played.
I pray they get relegated.
5 matches played, 5 points accumulated.
I pray God.
1 point.
Hardly.
1 point project.
That they get relegated.
Oh, your own Hearts of Oak.
No moment care about
You are a die-hard Hearts of Oak.
I'm a die-hard Hearts of Oak. I want them to be relegated.
Your man is disowning all the teams he supports. From United to Accra.
If you behave like this, then I'm supporting you. You want to kill me? You die first before I die. What are you talking about? They should go to relegation. Because, look, how many times have
How will relegation solve their problems?
You see, when you go down,
reality will set in.
Reality will set in.
like Portsmouth would have come back by now.
That is the only way, maybe, the board, the management, will understand that they are not modern football administrators. I state emphatically here. I don't see anything modern with what Honorable Odote is doing. Alhaji Akambi, my good friend Opari. You are running Hearts of Oak in this manner, and you want us to clap for you. You know my family house is at Abraka. I pass by the
secretariat.
Well built. in the shortest possible time.
The infrastructure is looking good.
Go look at it.
Pobiman is looking good.
But how can the great king invest so much money? And then people do things anyhow.
The great king says
the painful thing is that when the great king gets the opportunity to address the matter, he applauds the work of these people.
That's what I was about to say.
They should get relegated.
Okay.
How do you recruit?
Because the great king says that
without them,
Akambi is a man I am most pleased in.
That is it.
Thank you.
So we are getting the works of Akambi and Odote and co.
Okay.
This is what it is. Look, the truth will always prevail. Why did they sack Samuel Boadu? Because a board member, somebody who understands football, to me, said that Samuel Boadu couldn't coach in Africa. Now this your team. Is it the team that should go to Africa? This has a folk team. The one that Samuel Boadu had at that time, far better. Even that team cannot go to Africa. You say Samuel Boadu, the man who won.
Let's stay on track.
Yeah, I'm on track.
How do they resolve this Koopman issue? How do they get back to scoring goals?
I told you. No more. You see,
dissolve the board.
Goal scoring is not something that you can just look. There are times we train no goalkeeper in the goalpost. Give the ball to the striker. Bim, bam, bim, bam, over the bar. Oh, keep a better let me. Look, it's an act, a skill that you need to develop over the years. The strikers they recruited, my family will go here. Where did they score? Where did they see those strikers scoring goals? How can you go and buy somebody who scored 3 goals, 4 goals, and go and put it that he's a striker, he should go and score 18 goals?
Benjamin York.
Imagine.
Victor Edu. Gideon Asante.
Look, you see, we've had enough of Victor Edu by now to have moved him on.
Issa Hamza.
Did you see the miss by Benjamin York?
Benjamin York, you saw that? Look, my 86-year-old mother. No, about the ball like a time. About chest there. How can you miss that? Oh no!
But they are only accomplished striker to be sold him. They sent him out on loan. Yes, Issa Kuka. They sent him out on loan to a North Macedonian club.
As for the coach,
Scoopy SH. Scoopy SH.
What is the meaning of this?
No, that is the truth of the matter.
Just before the season started, they sent him out on loan. Issa Kuka, he used to play for.
Thank you for reminding me.
Real Tamale United. Last season, he played for Real Tamale.
Which team again?
Scoopy SH. It's in North Macedonia.
Then the coach is crying that
let's stop.
The team will not score goal.
Oh, let me spell it for you.
Scoopy SH.
It's SHKUPI. FC Scoopy SH.
In North Macedonia.
What are you going to do in North Macedonia?
Hold on. This week I heard talking about transfers.
Yeah, but Abednego Tete is in Faroe Islands.
Abednego
Tete is in Faroe Islands.
Faroe Islands Division 2.
Yes, he won the goal kick last season. He's in Faroe Islands.
The dentist voucher to go and brush his teeth.
He's in Faroe Islands. Faroe Islands.
See, listen. Our football, we like to say things like our football standards are falling off. And I might be laughing about it, but look, our football standards, they don't exist anymore.
Scoopy.
Right now, there are no standards anymore. Our football has been run into non-existence.
Yes, my last point is there's nothing really to say. Dissolve the board. Sack Odote, sack Akambi, sack, because their mentality, the way they run the team will not change. This team will be relegated.
They'll sack a coach again.
This team will be relegated. Let no coach kid himself that he can come there and control magic.
Aristica.
Those who did the recruitment.
Aristica.
Those who did the recruitment. Akambi and co. Are they technical men? You see, there were sometimes people saying that they have their own players in the team that they impose.
But they'll tell you that they've been doing football for a long time, so they know a good player when they see one.
How long has Togbe been in charge of this? I think we are close to 14, 15 years now.
Odota has been doing football for a long time. He's been doing football at least 2 decades.
Hasselfolk has gone close to 15 years under Togbe Fede. They have only 1 league title to show.
And our league is not even that great. It's not even that competitive.
So bad. Why would you rate that? It's not even 1%.
It's terrible. Actually,
very terrible.
It's terrible.
I was just sum it up. Look, you see, these things were to be expected because when was Koopman appointed? He was appointed, I think, a few weeks to the start of the season, yes. And at that time, a bulk of the players had already been assembled. So when you have a coach come in and this early he's struggling or his team is struggling, you shouldn't be shocked because at the end of the day, he wasn't primarily responsible for recruiting the players. Mm-hmm. And number two, one element that runs through the Hearts of Oak team is youth. This guy Martin Koopman was appointed because of his past experience working with young players. Back in the day, I remember his prior experience in Ghana. He spent a year working with Red Bull Academy.
Okay.
Exactly. So once you have youthful players in your team and you recruit a coach who has worked extensively with young players, starting out slowly in a season, it is to be expected.
It's to be expected.
It is to be expected. And so I'm surprised why they are having a crisis mini crisis meeting over a slow start.
Focus 17th on the table.
No, but they should ask themselves.
You should understand.
What was the quality of recruitment in the goal scoring department? Those who bought the players, did they buy any established goal scorer?
And your best goal scorer, you shipped him on loan. What do you expect? So I think they should just be patient, wait it out, ride it out till the transfer window opens. Then they can go out there and recruit a striker or two to help their cause. Because at this point in time, what can the coach do?
I'm sorry, you can't absolve Koopman of blame. If
by 5 games though.
No, if other teams were scoring 2, 3, I would understand. But RTU have 10 goals.
Yes, RTU has 10
goals. How is the Hearts of Oak?
The fact of the matter is,
if they were
RTU has a coach or the coach did the recruitment. Mm-hmm. If I can't be recruit for you, or Odote recruit for you, or Pari recruit for you, what sort of recruitment are they giving to you?
I would understand if the goals were not coming, but they were playing well. They are not playing good football. And as a coach, you make do with what you have. Okay. It doesn't matter how bad.
Listen.
They are not terrible. They are not.
There is problem with that
statement.
There is problem with that statement.
What's the problem?
You don't give me rubbish players, trash players, and tell me, why do you think Pep Guardiola is where he is?
He gets what he wants.
That's right. He doesn't entertain bad players.
Not all the time, though. Sometimes he gets his second choice, he takes them like that.
No, but these are 5th to 6th choices. Okay, let's say the fact. Edwin, these players are if Hearts of Oak is recruiting players, even if Hearts of Oak intend to go for young players, they should be recruiting the best young players in the land.
True.
Best young players in the land. That is the people who could bring the lives of Shamokwe, the late Abladikuma and Co, Bernard Ayi and Co those days.
But they are still there.
No, but if you see, there's a track record of this team recruiting young players.
So you think that Koopman should be doing a better job?
No, he should be doing a better job. The situation is not ideal, but as a coach, you should be doing a better job.
There should be an imprint of your philosophy on the team.
He needs time.
Yes, he needs time because look at Kotoko.
5 games is too small.
It's too short. It's too few. Look at Kotoko. When they started out Kotoko, first 4 games, they were winless.
But Kotoko are struggling.
No, but now they are past 2 games or past 3 games. They won 2 and they've drawn 1 against Nation.
Because in those earlier games, we could see something, how they were passing the ball, how they were attacking.
Who bought the players
set pieces?
Who bought the players?
Siapia was the technical director.
And then the coach.
Fair point.
I can't be my head players.
So we have to relax for the coach.
I just hope that Martin Koopman will be allowed to do his job.
No. How can you see our pages and say Hearts should play football like the Dutch national team? How can you do that?
But that's how he's been trained. Martin Koopman should be allowed to do his job. Nathan.
The Dutch national team is struggling.
They are struggling.
They've been struggling for like a decade.
So
whatever it is.
He's beefing with players all over the place.
Anyway, let's talk about them.
But on the real though, Hearts of Oak's numbers there, Charlie. One goal. Not this week. This week,
a goal. They are owing goals. Charlie. No, but you go no more.
Charlie.
This week,
Hearts of Oak.
This week, I read the story. Was it not? Who was criticizing the Hearts? Mohamed Polo.
Good. Polo says Koopman should shut up and do his job. And then Dan Quay. Dan Quay also is going by what you are saying, that you don't recruit players for a coach and expect him to come and perform.
it's
So
not done
two
anymore.
different schools of thought.
Hasselhoff, Real Tamale United versus Hasselhoff. First game of the season. Real Tamale United 1-0 against Hearts. Hasselhoff versus Inswaterman. Yeah, has 1, Inswaterman 0. But for Quatano 1, has 0. Hasselhoff 0, Dreams FC 0. Hasselhoff 0, Samatex 0.
Dreams FC need to look at themselves.
Let me tell you something, man. Listen, if you are a team, right, and you go and play 5 football matches and you scored 1 goal. How do you feel?
You see, I concede 2. You owe. You have.
Ben, that Benjamin York.
The point
miss.
Is, Ben, the point.
What do you expect the coach to do?
Okay. In those cases,
86-year-old mother will score that goal.
The point is that Hearts of Oak are not playing well.
Yeah.
They are not creating chances.
The last time they started playing well, they ended up chasing the coach out when the results dried up.
And you see, but I always say that they seem to have this thing of when it's working well, let's just self-destruct. Right? For example, and I feel that a lot of Hearts of Oak's current issues, you can trace them back to when Bredu exited the team. He had built a unit that was working. A unit that was making a lot of sense. And Chris, like you said, all these and then they got him out. And it's been downhill since then. Hearts of Oak now.
I said they will suffer.
You see, Ben, look at the quality they have. There's not enough quality in the team. Koopman is under pressure. He has to deliver as a manager. And what he can do is to start letting them play better football. Patterns. Let us see when we watch.
They can't control. They can't even
pass.
do anything. No more.
You mean Trinity?
At that level, you don't teach a player how to control and pass.
Yeah.
You don't teach a player how to put the right weight behind the pass. You don't teach a player how to control the ball coming at a particular weight. So you don't blame the recruitment. See, the question, would he have recruited those players if he had a way? That's why if you are doing things, you first of all target the head coach, bring him.
And let him
give him
you what he wants to do.
Give him time to do whatever. He's not even had proper preseason. Meanwhile, Hearts of Oak, I heard their preseason record was 35 goals scored.
And they were scoring 6 and 7 and 11
against some mechanic players. I will fit a fool. I come trouble. I want 11.
Today you are misbehaving.
No, but how can you be scoring 11? 11-1. Now you have played 5 games. You consider 2 goals. You owe 1 goal.
Back-to-back goalless draws.
Let's talk about the Premier League. Postecoglou is the man these days. Talking about that, Tottenham have a game going on. Let me just quickly get to an update on that game. So Spurs are leading by a 1-0, meaning that by the time tomorrow starts, there'll be 5 points clear of everybody. Wow.
Is this the season?
No.
Why are you being early to be a Thomas? Don't do that. No. Anyway, it's Crystal Palace. I'm sure they'll end up winning this game. But let's talk about the other fixtures this week. Coaches, Manchester United.
This is no longer part.
You buy the team I'm going to support. I'm back with me. Look, I have a beautiful wife and 3 beautiful daughters.
It's okay.
I'm not ready to die.
Thank you. Let's talk about the Manchester derby this weekend. It's at Old Trafford. United during midweek had some of the most interesting bits of heroics and drama.
I can talk about it.
Yeah, Onana coming up big time. My captain showing me that my faith has never been wrongly placed.
Ojo called me and said, we are on a campaign. Give Capito his band.
No, Capito, they need to renew his contract. I don't like what Ten Hag is doing. No, they need to give Capito his contract.
Capito has, he has his uses.
No, but you
the
can't.
Point is this.
Capito just needed confidence.
I'm saying that. He has his uses.
Yeah.
Harry Maguire's biggest problem is this lack of pace. Okay. It's a certain lack of pace. It's just that's really it. Of course, you mentioned confidence. When his confidence was low, he was committing all kinds of errors and all of that. He doesn't have the pace. So he's good for a certain type of system.
Yeah.
Now there are injuries and he's playing. And to be honest, to be fair to him, I think he's made a certain argument.
Yeah.
Somebody will say it's strong or weak, but the point is that he has showed the manager that, okay, if you put me in, I can perform for you. I can do something.
Yeah, the manager said it. He says he's doing things we like.
The fact of the matter is this.
Yeah.
In pegging order, he's playing because
the others are injured.
Oh, Charlie.
And as a team, once your first choice, second choice, and you look at what you have and throw them in there. That's why he did. But he's at least he's.
I don't like the way you're talking about my captain at all.
It is a fact. He's not a better footballer or player defender than Martinez, not than Varane.
And the schedule favors him.
I think they are the only two defenders realistically who are better than him.
The schedule even favors him.
And I'm saying those are the two.
That's what Lindelof.
Even when if he's lucky that Luke Shaw is also not fit because he too at centre back is far better than Maguire. Let's put that aside.
That's my captain.
He's walked into the team or he's been given his chance and he's grabbed it. Truth be told, he's grabbed it.
One man of the match. In fact, 2 man of the match performances.
He's picked the bull by the horn and he's gotten the job done. Sunday is a bigger test. Sunday is the proper test. Sunday is when he needs to step in there and remind everybody why Solskjaer paid £80 million for him. I didn't think he's worth
he was worth that money.
£80 million. Now, if you look at the game itself, United still don't have a proper rhythm going on because the manager has to change. Every department is being changed now and then due to the injury. Ten Hag, as I can emphatically say, maybe together with Mauricio Pochettino, these are the two coaches coaching the top teams that have not had the opportunity to start with what they would have said that this is my proper 11. If you look at Chelsea, absolutely no doubt. If Rich James is first, he plays. The boy Nkuku, he plays. These are players who will make a massive difference. If Luke Shaw was fit, he plays. Martinez plays. All these guys will come in and will Wan-Bissaka. This is a game. If you look at the way Doku is misbehaving on the flank, he preferred. Ten Hag would have loved Wan-Bissaka against Doku, not Dalu. But he has to put in what? Dalu. Now, the problem, how do you approach this game to ensure you don't get beat? Because at the end of the day, this Pep Guardiola thing, knowing and watching what Spurs are doing, they will come out on Sunday needed to get closer to Spurs.
Because between now and then, Liverpool will win. Arsenal will win.
So they need to win to keep track or to be with the pace setters. And in needing to win, United need to play the game in a certain way. I think Ten Hag will have to do a little bit of a surprise element again. If United go into that game not having 3 very good, solid midfielders in the middle of the park, they are getting slaughtered. Every United fan out there, minus me, if you are praying, pray that Casemiro is past fit to play alongside Amrabat. I think if they can get Casemiro, it will take time. It take time.
It's in the system.
It's not out of it.
They're saying rule for 30 years. 30 good years.
So it will take
time. No, it will take me less than 6 months to sort that out. Casemiro, surely, if pass fit, alongside Amrabat, and then Eriksen. Bruno Fernandes, again, I'm afraid this is one of the games where he'll be asked to do a job for the team. And I think that job will be to start him on the right. Eriksen will need to be part of the team because he's the one alongside Amrabat that will help United control some of possession as at when they get it. I suspect that Pep will be telling his team to put pressure on Harry Maguire in possession. Put pressure on the United back line so that because when you pressure them, they'll give the ball away. Man City will fancy those quick turnovers and try and go and punish.
And I'm sure they'll want to, depending on the midfield mix. For example, if Ten Hag goes with Amrabat, say, and Eriksen alone, assuming he goes with Amrabat and Eriksen alone, they will target Amrabat in the build-up.
Of course. Once then
they'll target Eriksen in
transition. So at the end of the day, and look, I'll be shocked if Ten Hag were to go into this game and do anything like that. Up front, the boy will have to play. Rasmus Hojlund. Then, of course, take it or leave it. I will still start, if I'm the coach, I will start with Marcus Rashford. Yes. I will not put Garnacho at at the very start. I think he's a nice weapon to have. If United can stay in the game for as long as they can keep it very tight, even if they are losing at 1-0 in the last 25 minutes, depending on how well Eriksen, if Eriksen legs were to be gone, switch it, bring Garnacho, bring Bruno Fernandes back, take Marcus Rashford to the left or Anthony to the right, and then introduce Garnacho and get him to now push Man City backwards. Because Garnacho, yes, he's shown that he's brave. He's got the technique to face any player.
He's still young.
But he stayed very. That is why you cannot allow him to carry the ball. For Pep, they will come and they will want to dominate the ball. Isolate the fullbacks of United. Doku in particular.
Doku versus Dalot.
Dalot. That is a battle Dalot cannot afford to lose. He can't. because if there was any sign of that, him losing the battle, that's going to draw. Varane is the one playing closer. That's going to draw Varane out of position. And
Ben,
once he draws, then you see that
after 60 minutes,
Maguire,
after 60 Varane is getting drawn there for 1 hour. His legs will go.
Everybody talks about Jeremy Doku, but I think my guy for Man City has been Julian Alvarez.
Oh, Alvarez.
No.
He's like
super.
Now you know what he's doing. He's the one committing all those tactical fouls because he's virtually playing right behind Haaland. And when they lose the ball, you see him getting, then he stops it. Then he stops it.
But I want boys in the words of Code Mickey to drink water this weekend. So I will give them their predictions. Right? I'll give them scorers. I can give you scorers if you like. This Haaland won't have a good game, so rule him out.
Hey.
Yes. Alvarez. No, let me give you the scorers. Alvarez 2.
Hey.
Right? Are you listening?
Talking about Alvarez,
listen carefully.
Tottenham have scored a second goal against Crystal Palace.
Alvarez 2. Bernardo Silva 1. I'm giving you.
Where are you going with this?
Alvarez 2.
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva 1.
Okay.
So
last year being in you remember? I said if they go up, they come down. United will beat them at Old Trafford.
You are better because Altani didn't come.
No, this time I'm taking my
I'll give a similar prediction.
Yeah.
The day Liverpool will host Man United, I'll give you a similar one.
Hold on.
I'll give you scorers that day.
Let me read a message that
I want boys to
interests
be
me.
happy.
Kili Kwame says that since coach resigned from United, Maguire is scoring. Onana has saved a penalty. United haven't lost a game. Coach, we Chelsea fans beg you to go back home. Ten Hag has missed you. I pray United wins on Sunday to convince him to go back.
Honestly, if there was a game where Man United uncoordinated, haphazard attacks would play into, it is this game. Because the last thing you want is for Man City to have a settled and very coordinated rhythmic build-up, and especially when they attack. And if you are Man United and you do well in just messing up the flow of teams, I think this is the perfect game for you. And for Harry Maguire, I think this is the perfect time to play Erling Haaland because the schedule favored him. Yeah. You played against Sheffield United. They have big, strong guys up front, McBurney and co. And that suits his style. Then you played against FC Copenhagen.
My captain.
And now
they will draw him out of position.
My captain will pocket. My captain. Listen. My captain will pocket Haaland. It won't be a problem.
I'm giving you the thing. Alvarez.
I don't see Man United losing this
Maguire,
game. Honestly,
Maguire doesn't see. He doesn't rate any of the people we are talking about. I'm his spokesperson. He doesn't rate any of the people we are talking about. And when your pick of the games, if it's the Manchester derby, just quick thoughts on that.
Yeah, quick thoughts on the Manchester derby. I think that if this game had been at the Etihad, I'd be predicting 6.
But this one is at Old Trafford.
The fact that it's at Old Trafford, I think City would win by 2 goal difference. What Pep needs to do?
The ghost of Bobby Charlton is helping Man United.
The ghost of Bobby Charlton.
That's where we have gotten to.
Oh yeah, the ghost of Bobby Charlton. So Man United is now in Saman 4 FC.
Yeah, it's Man United. It's 11+1.
Hey,
these are the reasons.
See what Nathan is doing.
He says no.
In Saman 4 FC.
Oh no! Look at the Onana save. Look at the Onana save. Look at Harry Maguire's goal.
No, but true, Onana is a good penalty.
Ben, I'm saying the last time
Edwin finish
Man United had to think about a grieving situation. when they played Man City. It was in 2008. They lost the derby 2-1. Ryan Giggs, when he was there, he said that day they were crippled. They couldn't even run because the emotion had killed them.
I think Pep Guardiola should go with Doku on the right instead of the left.
Okay.
Let him ban Victor Lindelof.
No, he's not good. I think they're
They'll play regular.
Yeah, regular.
No, we like Doku and Dalo. We like that one.
That one instead.
I don't know.
Finish up for me.
The way Doku cooked Milner last year.
That was an unfair match.
Disrespectful young man. You are looking at James Milner. You are dribbling him.
That was
Here can say. That does it not remind you of Jefferson Montero? And then a few years later, Bayern Munich brought Alphonso Davies and
I think my most vivid memory of a fullback cooking, a winger cooking a fullback is Gareth Bale and Douglas Maicon.
Oh Lord!
That
was dirty.
Yeah, it was going on all night. But it's
at
okay.
the time, Maicon was rated as the best right back.
It was good. I think he literally ended it with that performance. Let me just go through the game. So it's Palace Tottenham happening. It's 2-0 advantage Tottenham. There's Chelsea Brentford. That's our early kickoff tomorrow. There's Bournemouth Burnley. There's Arsenal Sheffield United. There's Wolves Newcastle. And then we have West Ham Everton. That's on Sunday. Villa Luton, Brighton Fulham, Liverpool Forest, and then the Manchester Derby is United Man City. So that should be a good game overall. Let me take quick shouts before we go.
I just want to start. Sorry to start on a sad note, but I will say this. Last week Asante Kotoko lost their former player Robert Ishen. And I think today they lost another former player, Joe Afrique.
Oh wow.
So Joe Debra has passed on. So those are two great players the country has
Monumental
lost.
Players.
Monumental, because for the older generation who watch, they'll tell you that Joe Debra versus Shamoko was probably the greatest player rivalry, and I'm sure Chris, Shamoko and Joe Debra,
I'm down.
So it's quite sad. We are losing a lot of our former footballers. So as a country, as an FA, I think that wherever these players are, it is important that we hear their stories, we codify their stories, and we share their stories with the newer generation. For them to know that Ghana football, there was a time when Ghana football was glorious and it was nice and it was great. So my sympathies to the Asante Kotoko family and our sympathies collectively as a desk to the Asante Kotoko family. They've lost two former players in the space of a week or so. Yeah. So really, really sad news there. We wish them the very best and may their souls rest in peace. And I hope that the GFA will think through this quickly, find out where some of these guys are who are still alive, get them to speak to them, interview them. Let's write their stories and let's share those memories with the current generation. So we all see, like I said, that there was a time when Ghana football was the biggest thing and we wanted to enjoy it and we enjoyed it. So I hope that the FA will find a seed of wisdom from this and then codify more stories and we can share. And maybe those stories can inspire us to rebuild Ghana football again.
Edwin?
Look, a few of my guys, to Eric, Port, Joel, Albert, thanks for supporting me and shout out to you guys.
Nice one.
Just a quick shout to Alex Krampa inside Kaswa and a big shout to Nanao Safubonsu inside Spentex.
No more. Mine is a big shout out.
Thank you.
Sir.
Look, there are some big men in Ghana.
Oh, Charlie.
And when you have people from the NPA, National what?
Petroleum Authority.
No more Ogborodenche. Look, they are committed listeners to the show. Yeah. And we are so grateful to them.
Yes. Shout out to everybody at the NPA.
NPA, this time from the UPPF department. Big men, they say one of these days we should storm the place. And we'll come there.
Storm the place.
Storm the place.
Storm the yard.
We'll storm the yard.
Storm the yard.
Mr. Daniel Asiedu. No more job. Mr. Evans Ado. You are job Mr. Gideon. God bless you, my brother. God bless you, my big man. And then look, the biggest of all, the Ogborodenche. Kochi Denche Bachi. When there are buttons to be pressed, he will press. Mr. Ben Frimpong. Mr. Ben Frimpong. From the Sports Panorama team. To all the people at the MPA, we say God bless you.
God bless you.
UPPF department, we are most grateful. God bless you guys.
Thank you.
There's also Classico this weekend.
Your Classico is hot.
Oh no, you know what's gonna happen. I mean, it's
no be a classic where then chair.
I
can give you. There are a few settings.
We are still going to cook.
There are a few
in Catalonia. Don't worry.
Certainties. Vinicius and Bellingham to combine.
Tell them, let them know.
Vinicius and Bellingham.
People have wonder kids scoring goals whose names they can't mention. But it's fine.
Don't do that. Barca are looking like they are looking.
It's fine. We'll be there in Catalonia.
Sunday afternoon.
We'll be there. Thank you very much, Nathan. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Yao. And thank you, everybody who did the listening. Thank you guys for getting on YouTube to watch the entire show. You guys are wonderful. The Premier League preview show comes up right after this. Big thanks to Game Park Limited and to Bell Beverages for coming through with the Friday supply of Puka. My name is Benjamin Nketia. You can catch the show on Spotify. It will be on Citi Sports GH, our Twitter handle. So you can catch it there. Until then, keep your dial right here. The preview show comes up right next.